Welcome to my channel Whisk and Mix. Hope you're having a lovely time with your family during this lockdown. Today we're going to make a classic Italian dessert called Tiramisu, which means pick me up. So Tiramisu is made out of many components. The two most important components are the Ladyfingers and the Mascarpone mix. Most of the online recipes that you see get in these ready-made Ladyfingers, but we're going to make our Ladyfingers from scratch. Let's start with making the Ladyfingers. For that we need flour, some cornstarch and some baking powder. So for the detailed recipe, please look at the description below. We're going to mix all these three ingredients together. So let's start by taking the cornstarch and the baking powder and give it a good mix so that everything incorporates together. Once this is all mixed together, just keep it on the side. Take 3 eggs in total and separate them between yolks and whites. We start by mixing 2 egg yolks and 60 grams of sugar together. So mix this with a hand blender till it is nice, silky and pale yellow in color. So once it's all mixed together, you can see it's nicely holding the shape and looks very glossy and shiny. Next we're going to make the meringue. I've taken 3 egg whites. While you're doing the separation of eggs, make sure there are no traces of yolks in the egg white, and 60 grams of sugar. We're going to mix this together. You can see the lovely peaks are still holding. Let's do the meringue test. Yes, it's a nice meringue. We're going to mix the 2 eggs together. So take your meringue. And while you're doing this, please make sure you use the cut and fold method so that you don't lose out all the air that you have incorporated while making the meringue. So once you have added all the meringue, next you take the flour. Don't mix it too much, otherwise you will lose all the air. Taken the last bit of the flour and I'm mixing it all together now. As you can see, it's all mixed together now and it still has that nice air in it. So next we pour our mixture into the piping bag. Don't fill your bag too much because you don't want to lose the air while you press the piping bag. Now that the piping bag is filled, I'm going to show you how to make the shapes. So traditionally we're going to make finger shape ones. So this is the traditional way to do it, but I'm going to change it a bit and make my way ones. So I'm just going to make dish shape ones like that. Our piping is done. I've taken a little mixture of castor sugar and icing sugar together, which I'm going to sprinkle over these beautiful piped stuff. Did you like my musical skills? And now you leave it to rest for 5 minutes. So while we're waiting for 5 minutes, make sure you put your oven on for preheating at 180 degrees. While you're doing that, I'll sip on my coffee. So it's 5 minutes up and we'll sprinkle another layer of the castor sugar and icing sugar. This time I'm told not to use my musical skills because I'm horrible at it. I'll stick to my baking. Once you're done with your second layer, please put it in the oven and bake it at 180 degrees for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. So once the baking is done, make sure you put them on a cooling rack and let them cool. Let me show you how good the bake has been by breaking one. You can see the air pockets between them. So we're going to make the coffee mix. Here I've brewed some nice strong Italian coffee and I've got it to room temperature. Next I'm going to add some Kahlua to it. You can choose any liqueur of your choice. Oh, stop! I love my liqueurs. And I'm going to add some sugar to sweeten this mix. Once all done, give it a good stir. Ooh, I can smell that Kahlua. So once these are cold, I'm going to cut them to this shape or this size. The reason I'm doing this is because my glass is smaller than my actual disc. So I want to just make sure that they go in. You don't need to do this. You can skip this whole process, or you can even just dip it completely into the coffee liquor like this and soak them nicely with coffee and just leave it on the side for now. You can do all of them like that. Let's start making the mascarpone mix. For that I've taken 1 cup of double cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar. And you start whipping this till it reaches a nice soft peak. Now you can see it has reached a soft peak. It's just holding its shape. We're going to add to this 250 grams of mascarpone cheese. Once we've added the mascarpone, I'm just going to give it a little mix. Don't over whisk it. Next we add 2 tablespoons of the coffee mix that was left from the dipping. We'll also add a bit of Kahlua to this. So now I'm not going to use these hand blended electric mix. I'm just going to use the basic whisk to mix it because I don't want to over mix the whole mix. I'm just going to use it. As you can see, the mascarpone mix is ready, nice and smooth. Now we're going to put it in the piping bag. I've put a star nozzle to my piping bag. So now we got all our components ready. Let's start assembling it. So first take your sponge, which you've nicely done. Give it a little push. Hallelujah. Use your hand over here, it's fine. Give it a little push. Make sure you push it right till the bottom. Once you've done that, be generous. Why do you do that? Nice layer of cream. As you can see, it's all messy on the side. A little trick, just take a little paper like this and run down the rim to make it look nice and neat. It looks nice. Now traditionally they cover it with cocoa powder, but I'm going to use normal dark chocolate and just grate it over. Our tiramisu is ready, and now you can keep it in the fridge and pick it up when it's time for dessert. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, Whisk and Mix. Thank you for watching.